Hey Val, one of the coolest things that I ever learned from you was breaking down the short sale process.
Okay.
So let's in 5 minutes here, we're gonna give you guys the most boiled down short sale process. Here we go.
Okay, let's do it. We call this the money quadrant. All right, money quadrant.
All right, I'm gonna make a quadrant here.
Okay, it's four key ingredients you need in order to do a successful short sale. You need sellers.
Okay, so sellers goes right here?
Sellers go right there.
Now this is the homeowner, right?
That's the homeowner. That's your seller, your homeowner.
Look at my house, Val. How sweet is that?
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you need a cooperative bank.
Okay.
Cooperative
Where do you want
bank.
that? Right here?
We can put that right there.
All right,
cooperative bank.
Here's the bank.
And we're going to also put bank and BPO.
And
BPO.
can you tell people what BPO
BPO
equals?
is your broker's price opinion. That's what most banks are going to use to determine the value of the house that you are working on. So that BPO is huge, it's key, it's important.
Look,
Okay?
I made a bank, Val.
That's the bank. All right, he's got the money. That's great. All right, the next important thing you need to have is a investor-friendly title companies.
Explain why that's important, Val.
Okay. Well, we're going to call it investor-friendly title companies and documents. When doing short sales, you have to use the proper documents. Now, the reason you want to have what we call investor-friendly title companies, because all title companies are not created equally in the short sale business. Every title company does not know how to close all of these types of transactions, or they may not know how to close it the way you as an investor would want it closed. So you have to have a title company that knows how to do very creative transactions.
Yeah, this right here can wreck the whole deal, right, Val?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because folks, you may or may not know, but there are laws that govern how not only we deal with these people, but how we deal with these people, and how these people deal with all of us. And if you get one of these who doesn't understand the process and doesn't quite understand what you're trying to do with that house, they will muck up the entire deal.
Absolutely. The final key piece to this is your buyer.
That would be me.
Your end buyer. Okay, that's Craig.
I'm just going to put Craig here because everybody wants to sell to Craig. We'll put end buyer.
End buyer. Okay.
And explain to them what you mean by that, Val, because sometimes the end buyer for you is not an investor, right? Sometimes you might sell to another homeowner, right?
It could be another homeowner. It could be a landlord, or you may be the end buyer buying it yourself to hold it as a rental. So your end buyer is key, and you want to make sure that you do have someone who is who's able and ready to purchase that property at the time the short sale is done.
Yeah, explain real quick the importance of timing here.
Okay.
Folks, these things, it's not like Val gets a call from a homeowner one day and she goes, oh, you know what? 4 weeks from now, this deal will be done. This is all these little parts here all have to sort of sync up and be in time, especially this one here. Explain here real quick how important it is to have this person lined up and ready to go.
Okay. First of all, when we're teaching short sales, we actually start out with the end in mind, which means starting out with the end buyer in mind.
So the end buyer might be an investor.
Landlord.
Or I'm sorry, we'll call the investor a rehabber.
Rehabber. Could be a landlord.
You go ahead and talk, all right.
Could be a landlord. It could be another wholesaler. Or it could be someone who wants to live in that property.
But you have to know when you get that property what your end goal in mind is.
Exactly. You want to look at that property and you want to say, which one of these type of buyers would most likely buy this property? which one of these buyers does it fit their criteria? So that's the first thing you want to do. You don't want to wait till after you get the short sale acceptance and say, okay, I need a buyer, I need a buyer. You need to know who that end buyer is going to be for that property very early on.
This is your payday right here.
Dollar
This is your payday right here. I mean, all of this is the work, but right here, this quadrant right here is truly the money quadrant.
We put some green up in there.
Yeah. Oh no, let me get my right.
Yeah, you need to put the green.
This is your payday quadrant right here, folks. And so one of the things that I love that you do is not only is Val an excellent marketer to find these sellers, but she's also an excellent marketer to find these buyers. Tell the truth. How many of these houses are sold essentially from almost the moment you get them? When you find one that you know is going to turn into a deal, how long does it take you to find this person here?
It doesn't take me long because I've already got the buyers lined up.
Right.
Okay. We've already marketed for buyers. Most of the time, we're only looking for short sales or sellers in the areas where we know our buyers are going to buy.
Right.
Okay, so we already have that buyer.
So this is the money quadrant, folks. This is such an awesome breakdown of the big 4 quadrants of the short sale process. And one of the things that I love that Val does is she then can get absolutely granular on how to find these sellers, how to find the investor-friendly title company in your area, no matter where you live in the country.
Exactly.
Banks and BPOs. Val is expert in understanding how to make sure that that BPO is the BPO that you wanted, not necessarily the BPO that the bank wanted, right?
That's key.
And then finally, there's no one better who gets you to quadrant number 4 here, which is getting your payday.
Hey,
All
awesome.
right.